Welcome to the Trading Lounge. I'd love to share with you a trade I made today on my journey to 100K, where I try to take this small account to $100,000 as fast as possible as a rookie day trader. Now, today was a really good day. In February, we started this account in December, and the market was hot. I didn't know that at the time, like from a day trader perspective. I understand the market, but not from day trading perspective. And we made quite a bit of money there for the first month and a half. And then February, we hit a big drawdown. Today, we are officially out of that drawdown. It feels like it's been months, and it has been months, just working and grinding and learning and growing. And I'm happy to say that today we are officially out of the drawdown. So let's get into some of the things that went on today. First off, a couple things here. So the scanner that I'm using to find all these stocks is called Charts Watchers, and it is a pretty wonderful scanner. It's not free. I think you can. It's not my code, but I'll drop a little code in my video where you can sign up to try it out. There's no tryout, but you have to pay for the $50 version to be able to import configs. So this is an imported config that's very similar. This config over here, right here, is an imported config that's very similar to what you have at Day Trading Dash or over at Warrior Trading, and it's pretty good. It's pretty close. There's some good stuff going on here, and I've been just really impressed. I was very impressed with it today. So if you're looking for a scanner, you're looking for something similar to Day Trade Dash, I would start here if you're looking for a paid scanner. And then a couple of changes I made. I released a video yesterday about my equipment. And in that, either my equipment or I forget, in the last couple of days where I'd made some changes to my layout and had, chart watchers automatically adding the ticker into my level 2. And it just didn't work well for me today. So I scratched it and just went back to what was comfortable, and very happy that I did. So a couple of things. We had someone here on YouTube comment that said, hey, on Dash Trader, make sure right here, it says, good job. There's an option in Dash to make any order on the level 2 over a set number be highlighted. So say if you set it to 10K, then any orders above 10K will be highlighted. So I don't really have a problem seeing big orders on the level 2. This is a big deal because if you're new to trading, they have spoof sellers on the ask. So and I'll show you. So this is the ask right here. So this is the ask. This side is the ask, and this side is the bid. And if you're in a trade and you see up here somewhere that there's that's 5,200, so you add 2 zeros to this. But let's say it was I don't know. Say you're in a trade and it shows 200,000 there. Well, that is resistance, and you're not going to be able, right there, see that was red. You're not going to be able to go past that, most likely, and people are going to start selling off. So you either have to start selling off, or you can try to figure out if they're bluffing. And the more you trade, the more you kind of feel that out. But anyway, I thought, well, even though I can see it fine, let's just make it easier to see. I think it was a great suggestion. So I made that change today. I will show you real quick how I made that change. Just right click on if you're in Dash Trader, right click on your level 2 config, scroll down, and then I played around with a couple different settings. And I'm just going to do this real quick. Yeah. And, this is where I changed it. I played around with whole row, didn't like it. So this section right here is what I did. Over 10,000 shares, the text color black with background red. And I like the way that looks, and I was able to really see that today, which makes me happy. If I go pick a stock that's maybe got more, I don't know, let's check this one real quick, and maybe this will show you guys what I mean. FCHL. It's in a halt, so that doesn't really work very well. CMND. I'm trying to find one that's actually. This isn't really great to show you guys here. It's not really. That's not going to do well. So, I haven't really. Right there, you can see how it's red right there on CMD. Right there. See how that's red? Those are orders that are showing up that are over 10,000 shares. Now, I'm not saying those are any type of spoofing or anything like that, but it's just something that keeps me aware of it. And I actually really, really enjoyed this today. It was very helpful. So, thank you, FNA Auto, for the suggestion. So let's get into the other change I made. Actually, is in here. I did in shortcuts right here, hotkeys. I changed this to I changed my exit right here to 75% of my buying power. Or sorry, 75% of the shares I have. So 75% of the yeah. So I'm scaling out 75% and leaving 25% in to see if a stock will continue to go up. That didn't really happen today. It happened, but not in a realm I was comfortable with. Every trade I did today, I went green on we're green on all trades. Went green on the 75%, and then last week I made a couple mistakes where I let that last 25%, it was 50% actually, but I changed it 20%. Last little bit go underneath my stop, and I actually would lose money. Now, so my goal today was if I'd see any pullback, I'm just going to sell so that I have a profit. And that's what I did today. And there was an opportunity to make more money, but I'm happy to be, and it gives me practice on scaling in and out, because it's going to be something that I want to do. So having 25% at the end, which isn't very much, to be able to kind of leave hanging there, and if it falls, then just get out. I kind of like that idea. Would I made more money had I got went in, all out today? Yes, but that's okay. It helps me learn, and I like the flow of it so far. So now let's get to the trades. The two stocks I traded today were ENVB and WLDS. We are green $333, which is my second biggest day on this challenge. Helps that the market's a little bit hotter, which is nice. And let's just go over these trades real quick. We've got ENVB right here. Let's try this. This hit the scanner with news. Actually, it wasn't news from this morning. This was continuation news from over the weekend. And that news had to do with the Trump's orders for FDA to expedite reviews on drugs or something like that. So I started to see this go up, and right here at 721. So this candle goes up right here. This candle opens. It opens strong with no bottom tail. As soon as this candle goes above this candle, I enter. Excuse me, not feeling very well, but we're feeling better. I enter, I scale out. So in this candle right here, right? So I enter right here. It climbs up. I take my profit, then I scale out for a little bit more. And that was a good first trade. And then, excuse me. Right after that, this candle here opens. I believe this is what I did, 722, 721, yeah. And then as soon as it crosses the top of this, I get in. I think I might have waited for it to go to $3. I did. So I didn't get in right in here. I was like, let me see what this thing's going to do. I mean, you can see this candle is very strong. There are no topping tails or bottom tails on this candle. And so I saw that. It went above here. I was like, let me just see what's going on. And then once it approached $3, I decided to get in. Now, in hindsight, I think what I would have loved to have done here was actually use these candles as my entry points. Like, this was a good entry. Would have been great to get in like right here. I would have made more money actually. And then you get in right here and you get in right here. There are wonderful opportunities of 4 or 5 entries here for my style of trading where it could have worked out really well. And I think I'm getting closer to being better at that. Anyway, that was the first trade. I made 2 trades in there, both for wins. And then the next trade was on WLDS. Now, there was a lot of stocks that came across the scanner this morning. I was just trying to be really patient because we had ARTL, ADXT, TURB came up again, CMND, a few others. And this must just came out of a hold or something. And I was just really looking for something specific. I was trying to be patient with the last bit of buying power I had, and this WLDS came up on the scanner, and this worked out in my favor. So this was actually done on the 10-second chart. So I made 2 trades on this, and we'll start with this chart first, though. Let's see if I can just do this. Great. So I actually made my first trade right here, but not as it was going over the top of the previous candle. What I was doing was, as it was kind of hanging out there, and I wasn't seeing any big sellers on the ask, and I'm like, okay, well, if people start to see this, I actually feel like I might have saw it a little early, and I'm like, if people start to see this, it could take off, right? So what I'm seeing on the 10-second chart is kind of this level right here. So this candle opens right here, goes above this little spot, and I get in somewhere right around in there. That was my entry point. And then let's see, what was it? It was 901.25. So yeah, this candle right here, and I got in at what was it? 189. So my normal entry point would be at the top of this candle, which is like 2 something. So I got in before that at 189. Let that ride up. I think I got out at 206. And I tried to scale out multiple times, but it was kind of hanging out. So I ended up going out at 206 and 206, which is fine. And then I re-entered at on the next candle over as soon as it crossed this one. So I'll go on the 1 minute candle here. And this is a very typical entry point for me. Like, this is the perfect stock for me. Now, this candle right here was not a perfect candle. This one was kind of like, this topping tail is a little bit big here. So this thing was kind of hanging out. It wasn't really moving. You know, it wasn't until I saw a little volume on the 10 second. And like, I saw the spread, and I'm like, I'm willing to take this risk to see if I can get in early and have people kind of take it, and I'll just get out if it doesn't work. And it worked in my favor. But anyway, so then I sell for a profit in this candle as well. And then this candle opens, starts to climb, and I'm watching. As soon as it gets over that area, that's my entry point right there. And I take a profit. So I was in at 224. I took a profit at 238, 239, and then I ended up taking it all out. So once I saw a little bit of resistance there, but it ended up climbing without me. But you know, I'll get better at that. We left some on the table here. It would have been nice to let that 224. You take that first bit of profit at 238, and then let this thing climb up all the way up to here. It ended up topping out at 360. So, but just the practice of getting in, scaling out 75%, and then waiting for the bid, because I'm selling on the bid, waiting for the bid to start to show some weakness before I get out is a good habit to get into, and that's kind of what I'm learning now. And eventually I'll figure out, like, okay, I can stay in this longer. Or maybe I say with 25%, I let it come all the way down to what my original stop was before I get out, or some other level of support, like the 9 EMA or the VWAP. Like I think I'll dial that in over time. But I'm loving the practice of scaling out. And it was someone on YouTube, I forget who it was, who recommended I go 75. They didn't recommend it. They just said they do 75-25, and so I made the change, and I really, really enjoyed that today. So let's move on to the data. This is what we're looking at right now, which makes me very, very, very happy. If you look on the far right side of this graph, we're just going to go right to the graph. You will see that dot is now the highest it's been. So we are officially out of the drawdown from February, basically just over 2 months. Took a little over 2 months to make this happen. And it has been a crazy ride. So we now have 103 wins, 65 trade days, a win rate of 68%, and we've profited $1,780, and we're out of the drawdown, baby. That's what I'm talking about. Very excited day today. I almost didn't make that third trade. Oh, full screen just a minute. I almost didn't make that third trade or that last couple trades, because I'm like, I was up like $150, and I'm like, I just don't want to make a mistake here, right? And that's the problem with the cash account. Like I know in my head I would have went in more times today on things had I been able to reuse my capital, for sure. So very excited to see that change in a little bit. Hope you guys were green today on Monday. Green on Monday is always good. Start the week off strong, and then let's see if we just can do our best to not mess it up tomorrow. Have a great week.